Welcome to the All Financial Hour podcast with Steve All.
There was a recent survey by CFP Board that found that only 25% of people work with a financial planner. Of the 75% that don't, here is where they say they get their financial advice. 32% said their employer or their 401k administrator. 29% use financial websites, apps, banks, and even credit unions. And 8% said online influencers. Whoa, that one is a red flag right there, Steve. Go ahead. I'm going to let you jump right into it.
Over time, employers can do less and less of advising their employees how to invest. Why? Because they're not investment advisors. And a lot of that happened back in the 90s. But then when the market fell in 2000, a lot of companies got sued because they were giving investment advice to their employees when they shouldn't have been. The program administrators, to make things a lot easier, most defaults are target date funds. And the problem with the target date fund, it only takes into consideration one thing when you're retiring. It doesn't take in how old you are. Do you have any other assets? Is your spouse, do you even have one? Are they working? Do you have a pension? None of those are brought into the equation. Websites. I hate to say it, if you send Google out, your biases are going to take you wherever you want, where you're going to go. You and I can both Google the exact same thing and get completely different answers because it's going to take my biases into consideration and it's going to take your biases in. Influencers, the problem with most of those, a lot of it I've heard is improper advice. And there's nobody filtering it. So you got to really be careful with that. And I look at it to the fact with an advisor, there's a big difference between financial planning and investment advice. If I'm just giving investment advice, all I'm doing is looking at your portfolio and saying, this is the return you can get for the risk that you're at. But to me, that's not what this is all about. This is about financial planning. What about taxes? What about long-term care? What about the things that you're really concerned about that aren't anything to do with the rate of return? Those are the things that I believe make up the financial plan. And the greatest thing about having a financial plan is now you have something to focus upon when all the crazy noise that's going on currently in the market right now. It doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter who's running Congress. Let's focus on the plan and adjust it from there instead of blowing with the wind, because it's the only thing I'll tell you. Headwinds today could be tailwinds tomorrow. I remember when people complained because interest rates were too low. Now people borrowing money are complaining because interest rates are too high. It's still interest rates, but sometimes it's a headwind, sometimes it's a tailwind.
Yeah, and something else to keep in mind. Remember, nothing is cookie cutter at the All Financial Group. Everything's custom to you. Again, this complimentary comprehensive retirement plan available for our listeners today, 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. The website, yourmoneymattersstl.com. You have heard these big facts and figures thrown around for years. Oh, you need $1 million to retire. You need $5 million to retire. Well, the big question is, how many people actually have $1 million in retirement, right? So according to the Federal Reserve, only about 10% of people out there do. That means 90% of people don't have the $1.8 million that BlackRock says you need, or the $3 million that Susie Orman says you need, or even the $5 million that Kevin O'Leary talks about. Yet, according to a new survey by the Employee Benefits Research Institute, 70% of people say they are confident they are going to have enough money for retirement. Steve, make all these numbers make sense.
Well, you can't. When I hear these numbers, I'm going, $5 million to be able to retire? What kind of lifestyle are we talking about? Because that's the most important thing. I like to ask the question. Dr. Jones comes into the office. He's got $2.7 million in his IRA accounts. And then Kevin and Dana come into the office. They got about $540,000 in their IRAs and 401ks. Which one would you guess could retire? Most people, as this one is, the 2.7. The more money you have, the better. But it's really about lifestyle. if hypothetical, Dr. Jones has a $250,000 a year income need, he's spending $20,000 plus a month, and he's only got his Social Security, and what's his age? If he's 60, he can't retire, but he's got that number. Then we go over to our hypothetical Kevin and Dana. They've got pensions and Social Security that will meet their $50,000 a year lifestyle. They're 67 years old. Who can retire? With the rest of the information, then people would switch and say the people that are living under their means and have savings. And I'm saying, yeah. So it depends on you, and it depends upon where you're at in this structure. The question that I get from most people is, Steve, when can I retire? And the second question is, will I run out of money? So the idea around it of it is let's bring you in. Let's sit you down. Let's look at those things and find out where you're at in this retirement picture. Because of the fact what your lifestyle is as much or more important than how much you actually have saved. I will agree, the more the merrier. But how much do you have to live the lifestyle that you're currently living? Let us sit down with you and analyze this, and you can find out that information to answer those two basic questions. When can I retire, and will I run out of money? Give us the opportunity to sit down and talk with you about that. Call, ask for the comprehensive retirement plan.
636-230-8824, 636-230-8824. It's a good question here. Do you keep tabs with your parents, right? Do you call and check in, tell them where you are, maybe text them a little bit? Comedian Kathleen Madigan, she does. Recently, she joined her mom's weekly golfing gathering and other retired ladies.
I meet all of her friends. I get in the golf cart at 7:40 a.m. I go, Mom, your friends are a lot of fun, but what exactly is wrong with that lady, Mary Beth? She goes, oh, well, she's hammered. I said, dear Mom, it is 7:40 in the morning. She goes, well, we don't have a relationship with time anymore, Kathleen. We don't really live within time. We're like out of time. We're in a different dimension than you people that are in real time. She goes, some days we wake up at 3, some days 6. Today I've already had lasagna.
That's such a great bit. I love that. Love that.
I've already had lasagna. Come on. You can do that at any time that you want. Yeah, it's
right.
But I do remember some of the golf days where guys were pretty well hammered at 7:30 in the morning, and I know they weren't retired. Some of them, it was because they hadn't, sobered up from the night before. So completely different game when we start to talk about that. But
absolutely.
I love some of the things that comedians can come up with.
Making things fun and interesting. Listen, we all need to laugh more in today's world. I think we all could agree with that. And I love that she says, we don't have a relationship with time. What is this? We do what we want when we want. And knowing when to retire, that's all part of this too, right?
Yeah, that's when it's time to retire. And it's like the biggest one for me is, what are you doing now that you're retirement? Guy came in and he said, I'm doing nothing. And I don't even start that till 10:30.
Whatever, man. Make your own schedule.
Yeah, but that's what it is. He's doing what he wants to do. But when we start to look about when can I retire? When can I get to that position? I think that's where the analysis work comes in. John and Patty came in, 59 years old, had about $850,000 in savings, Social Security and pensions, had the question that a lot of y'all have: can we retire? And if you're in that situation, I can tell you, you're going to get one of two answers. No, you can't, or yes, we believe you can. It's all going to depend upon what those incomes are and where you're at and what your expenses. But I basically look at it is, in some of those cases, I like to use the term, your retirement is TBD. Most people
be determined?
To be determined. I'm going to say,
Sure.
Let's look at it in a different light. 2 bad days. Okay, that boss that you're putting up with that's 25 years younger than you, and you're going, I can't take this person anymore. It's 2 bad days. And so the idea around the 2 bad days is the younger boss. I can't put up with them anymore. I've got the availability to retire any time that I want. So I like to say you're 2 bad days away from retirement. That's where most people want to be as they look at that retirement journey. Am I going to be okay? our idea is to run the analysis using the assumptions to find out, are you 2 bad days away from saying you're not going to be working anymore? Give us a call. Ask for that comprehensive retirement plan.
Let's call it the TBD comprehensive retirement plan, right? Are you 2 days away from telling the boss you're really out of there? Again, 636-230-8824, 636-230-8824. YourMoneyMattersSTL.com is the website. Steve, for those that are listening thinking, all right, I want to come in, I want to talk with Steve, I've been listening to the show. What is that first time meeting like?
That first time meeting, we're going to send you a data collection form. We're going to ask you to bring in statements. We're going to ask you to bring in tax returns. I can't do tax analysis without a return, and I can't do risk reward without your statements. But I'm going to find out what your wishes, hopes, and dreams are, what retirement looks like for you, because everybody out there, that picture is completely different. So let's figure those things out. You'll meet with myself or a member of the team and our paraplanner, because they're going to gather the data. Then they'll look at it and see on the schedule. It's usually a week and a half to 2 weeks later. We're going to bring you back in to go over that summary of a plan so that you have an idea where you're at in this retirement world. But the first appointment, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. I like the biggest part of it to be, what's retirement look like for you?
Thanks for listening to the All Financial Hour podcast.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG. All Financial Group, LLC is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not subject to investment advisory requirements. IPW and All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. All Financial Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by All Financial Group, LLC.
This radio show is intended for information purposes only.